Tell me if this sounds familiar. You see your teen struggling with homework, they feel frustrated and say something like, "I'll never get this right, I'm so dumb." So you try to lift them up. "That's not true. You've got this. You're really smart." But instead of feeling encouraged, they reply, "No, I'm not." You try again and they shut down or snap. And now you feel stuck. I've tried reminders, I've tried giving them space, now even praise isn't working. Am I doing something wrong? Here's the part most parents don't realize, and this is key to understanding everything that follows. Your praise may be true, but it doesn't match the internal story your teen already believes about themselves. And when praise collides with a painful internal story, it feels less like support and more like a spotlight on everything they feel they're failing at. So today, I'll show you why emotionally sensitive teens, especially those with ADHD, often reject praise, and what to say instead so encouragement can actually land. My name is Dr. Michael Chayati, aka Dr. Michael. I'm a pediatrician helping parents of emotionally sensitive teens with ADHD build connection through simple, science-backed frameworks. So let's get started. To understand why encouraging phrases can trigger a shutdown, we need to zoom out for a moment. There was a striking article published in 2010 estimating that by 5th grade, a child with ADHD may have heard approximately 20,000 negative or corrective messages. And that is just from school alone. That's 20,000 variations of, "You need to focus, be quiet, stop forgetting, you're not listening." I hear similar examples in clinic far too often. They're always daydreaming, they can never sit still, they always forget, they never listen. Is it any surprise that their internal narrative then becomes, "I always mess everything up, I can never do things right, no one can ever understand me." If a teen has repeated these messages to themselves thousands of times, your praise isn't just encouragement, it's a contradiction. And contradictions feel threatening to a story that they believe is true. This creates a specific emotional response called shame. Shame is that quiet inner voice saying, "If you really knew me, you wouldn't be saying that. You believe that I'm something that I'm not." This is why praise can feel like pressure, not because your teen doesn't want support, but because it clashes with the identity they've been carrying for years. There is good news, however. But we must start by exploring what's happening beneath the surface. I call this the T.E.M.P framework, which stands for their thoughts, emotions, momentum, and perspective. Thoughts: what is my brain telling me in this moment? Emotions: what is my body feeling right now? Momentum: what is keeping me stuck? Perspective: how do I imagine the future? Here is how it unfolds in real time. Thought: I can't do this, which leads to the emotion. Frustration, embarrassment, anger, which drains momentum, feeling stuck, freezing, avoiding the task, shutting down. And these three feed into their perspective. This happens over and over again. This must be who I am. And this is where shame lives. That's where those 20,000 messages take root. So when praise doesn't match the story they believe about themselves, their brain pushes it out of the way for self-protection. It may sound counterintuitive, but a painful identity may feel awful, but at least it's predictable. A positive identity may feel unfamiliar, maybe even unbelievable. So the brain clings to the familiar one, even if it hurts. This is why many emotionally sensitive teens often struggle to accept praise, not because they don't want encouragement, but because there is a gap between your intention and their internal narrative. The solution isn't to stop praising, it's to bridge that gap. Here are 2 simple phrases you can say that matches their internal experience, meets them where they're at, but gently nudges their identity forward. This involves acknowledging the feeling and then offering a believable identity bridge. Step 1, acknowledge the feeling. "Thank you for telling me how that feels." This works because it validates their thoughts, emotions, and momentum without arguing or correcting. Step 2, offer a believable identity bridge. "I see you becoming the type of person who is learning and growing, even when it feels hard, one small step at a time." This works because it gives them a story they can grow into, not a story they feel pressured to live up to. Here's a brief example with context. Teen says, "I'll never learn this, I suck at math." You say, "Thank you for telling me how that feels. I see you becoming the kind of person who is learning and growing, even when things feel hard, one small step at a time." If your teen rejects your encouragement at first or gives you a funny look, it doesn't mean you're doing things wrong. Teens who have carried frustration, overwhelm, or shame for many years don't rewrite their narrative after one comment. But here's the encouraging truth. Every time you respond this way, calmly, consistently, and without pressure, you're doing something powerful. You're helping your teen feel 2 things. First, you're giving them autonomy. You're not pushing them towards a version they cannot see just yet. You're giving them room to grow into it. Second, you're highlighting progress. You spotlight the small steps they're taking rather than demanding instant success. Teens who feel a sense of autonomy and progress, even if small, are far more likely to stay engaged, to try again, and slowly rewrite their internal narrative. You're not erasing the past. You're reshaping the next 20,000 messages they hear. Before we move on to practical takeaways, let me offer you some encouragement. The last thing I want is for you to walk away feeling afraid to praise your teen. Research shows one of the best predictors for teen resilience is simply having one steady, supportive adult. By you showing up and by watching this video, you are already being that person. Therefore, this does not mean you should stop praising your teen. It simply means you have an additional tool, one you can lean on during the moments their internal narrative is overwhelmed. In summary, here's what you can do starting today. Number 1, listen for resistance to praise. It's a window into their internal story, their perspective. Number 2, acknowledge the feeling first. Thank you for telling me how that feels. Number 3, offer a believable identity bridge. I see you becoming the kind of person who is learning and growing, even when things feel hard, one small step at a time. Small, calm, consistent moments like this build trust and slowly but steadily shift perspective at the deepest level. If this helped, I highly encourage you to watch this video on screen, which explores 2 specific words your teen uses that may reveal their entire internal narrative. Be encouraged, stay connected. I know this was a heavier video, but just know that you are becoming the kind of person who is learning and growing, even when things feel hard, one small step at a time. And I will see you in the next one.